Hello, and thank you for joining me once again for the latest installment of The Vault. My name is Julie Fry, and I'm the curator here at Stan Hywet Hall & Gardens. This week we're going to talk about the domestic staff. When Stan Hywet opened in 1915 and the Seiberling family moved in, they had about 12 individuals working in the manor house. So they had all of those very typical domestic staff positions: a cook, chauffeur, butler, houseman, housemaids, a laundress, and gardeners out on the grounds. They had a mechanic, groomsmen, and they really maintained that very large staff of about 12 to 15 individuals within the manor house, and then an assorted, I'd say, 8 to 10 outside on the grounds. But as time passed, and especially after 1921, when FA had stepped down from Goodyear and transitioned to Seiberling rubber, the family's fortunes were just never as large as they were for those first 6 years. So as the 1920s progressed, and different domestic staff maybe left their position, they just chose not to fill those positions, and the staff over time started to shrink. Of course, in the 30s, when the Great Depression struck, they really had to try to maximize their resources, try to save money any way they can, and one place was, of course, domestic staff payroll. So here's FA writing to Gertrude, September of 1931. "We have got to run the house this year with 5 people, a cook, 2 maids, Sandy and Otto," which I suppose means the elimination of Mrs. Torrey. "More than that, we have to reduce the wages of the help to the normal point. This we will avoid if possible. It means also cutting out the parties and entertainment that we've been having, that expenses may be brought within income. I am writing you now for fear that you may be committing yourself to Mrs. Torrey, which should not be done." So the staff that FA points out as being able to keep a cook, 2 maids. Sandy was a bit of a houseman, butler, handyman that stayed with the Seiberlings actually throughout the 30s and 40s. And then Otto at that time was their chauffeur. So those were the key positions he saw that the house needed to kind of maintain to run somewhat smoothly. Gertrude never cooked her own meals, and also really never did her own laundry. Mrs. Torrey was a little bit of what was called a useful woman, so someone who could come in and maybe do the laundry if needed, help with a dinner party, help with setting up or breaking down some event that was happening. So FA was saying maybe they didn't need to keep her moving forward because of trying to cut back on expenses. Of course, I know from looking forward through the letters and everything that really the entertainment did not cut back too much during the Great Depression. They potentially would change the dynamic of the party, maybe weren't having sit-down dinners as much, it was more of a tea service or a dessert presentation, but Gertrude really did not slow down on the entertainment end. So the smaller staff probably had to work twice as hard to keep up with her schedule. So thank you for joining me once again for the latest installment of The Vault. I look forward to sharing more with you again soon.